Hello my bosom friends, and welcome back to my channel. Pray you're all doing wonderful and are keeping in extremely good health and in perfect happiness. Today we're continuing our conversation on why men love babes in total control of themselves. And so far we've seen that we have to be responsible for our emotional well-being, our happiness scorecard, and our confidence level. And it's not about showing up in a relationship with an empty cup thinking that another person is going to fill up your cup. So today it's about regaining your spark. It's chapter 10. We are now on chapter 10, and there are so many tools and tricks and tips and all those things that we've picked up in this book so far. And the reason why I genuinely love this book is because the tricks are not about being manipulative and trying to have the upper hand in a relationship. It is really about a two-way street, meeting each other halfway, and more importantly, it's about knowing that you have what it takes and upping your confidence level on your own, not because you are now in a relationship. So therefore, it's about doing the work, and I think that's what feminine energy is all about. And chapter 9 has nothing to do with appearances, because we've already seen that appearances, yes, they are what will open the door, but then are we going to sustain the relationship? It's about the longevity of the relationship and also the quality of the relationship, right? So in this chapter, there's nothing about, like I said, looks. It's more about renewing the spark. And it says here how to renew the mental challenge, how to regain the spark. One of the things about equality is not that you be treated equally to a man, but that you treat yourself equally to the way you treat a man. So this is by Marlo Thomas, I think. Yes, that's how you pronounce it, Marlo. And the thing is, it's not about putting a man on a pedestal, because you're showing up as an equal counterpart. You're showing up as a whole person. So therefore, by not balancing the scales, it means that you're going to be at a disadvantage. You're going to do all the heavy lifting and you're going to be doing the pursuing. Whereas a woman in her feminine energy, she doesn't pursue because she does not do things that feels unnatural to her. She gives out of the abundance of her heart, not out of fear, not out of being left, basically. So when we start negotiating or showing up from a place of lack, from a place of lack of confidence, it means that you're going to be overcompensating, and it's not going to be a quality relationship that you're going to enjoy, or he's going to enjoy. Unless if he's into games, then he's going to obviously want you where he wants you, as his beck and call. So as a babe in total control of herself, she really shows up in her full self, and more importantly, she stays in control of herself. So step 1, instead of asking him to focus on you, focus on yourself. This is how you gain that joie de vivre, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, that je ne sais quoi, that spark. You remain in total control of yourself. It's one thing to be in a relationship and the relationship is all you care about, it is all you think about, it is all you focus about. It means that you've already forsaken your needs, your interests, your hobbies, because you've made this relationship, whatever relationship it is. These tips apply for, like I said, friendships, anything really. It is not just about being in love on the open love market. It's also about you as a person. How do you show up in your relationships? So the moment you make it about you're going to be focusing so much on that relationship, and then you forget yourself. You lose yourself. You begin to not eat healthy. You begin to miss the gym. You begin to, instead of picking up a book, you're focused on what he's doing. Has he sent me an email? Has he sent me a text? Has he checked out my WhatsApp status? Has he checked out my Instagram status? And then before you know it, you're going to lose your spark, because that energy is just going away and you're just worried and you're just focused on the relationship. Whereas if you take some of that energy back and actually reinvent yourself, educate yourself in whatever capacity, then it's going to bring back that excitement back into your life. And another beauty of having your own life is that it means you always and forever are in control of yourself, right? And more importantly, you're no longer impetuous or impatient to hear from him. You're going to be thoroughly enjoying whatever hobbies you have, whatever friends you have, whatever restaurant you're going to be trying on your own with your friends, whatever the case may be, because that attention is taken away from he has to talk to me now, he has to text me now, why hasn't he sent me a good morning princess text message. That is going to just, like I said, it's the energy that could be directed back to you, and you're no longer impatient as well, because when you are impatient, it means that you want him to text you now, and then you're no longer relaxed. What is the feminine energy? It has nothing to do with the dress, like we said, or how you do your hair, or your color of your lipstick, or your double D's, or your 28 waistline. It has nothing to do with that. Energy is about you being self-contained, being joyful in yourself, and doing things that fill you up, having your own self-care hobbies, so that you're not so impatient to hear from him. And also it takes away the pressure from the guy, because he's going to reach out to you not because he has to, but because he genuinely wants to. And it's not another thing to do, a to-do list on his it's not another task on his to-do list, if you will. It's no longer a job. Instead, it's such a joy. And also when he reaches out to you, you're not going to pick up the phone on the first ring, are you? No. Why? Because you have a life. Why? Because you are doing your watercoloring, because you are playing tennis, or you're learning how to backstroke. Whatever it is that you do, those are your hobbies. And also trying not to be too available too much. And the reason why is because you want the love calls to keep on burning for a long time. So sometimes it's okay to say, darling, I'm not available on this day, but maybe next week. So that this way also you give him a chance to miss you, you give him a chance to pursue you. You are not too available, you're not such an eager beaver. This is again not about playing games or having the upper hand. It is really about expanding that connection, deepening it, and so that this way again you have your own life, he has his own life, and it also creates a nice routine in the relationship. It's not too predictable, because the moment it becomes too predictable, it's no longer a challenge mentally, I should say. So it has to be, you have to be spontaneous as well. So how you give your time, and when you give your time, it has to be unpredictable. That's how you deepen the relationship, and also pay chance for him to miss you. And a babe in total control of herself does not reward bad behavior. So when you're being disrespected, or when you feel that a man is not stepping up the way you're supposed to, instead of like verbalizing it, you can simply actionize it by maybe, again, having your own life, having your own hobbies, so that this way he knows that you are pulling away, but you're not shutting him off. And I think there's a difference. Like, you have to do it in a manner that is not going to be so leaning back that he has to do all the hard work, but instead you have to sort of give him a gentle spanking, if you will. According to Harry Truman, he said, if you can't convince them, confuse them. This goes back to obviously not being so predictable and doing things that feel good for you, right? So change your routine and stay out of reach a little bit, so that this way it doesn't become a chore, it becomes a joy when it actually comes towards you. Have a life outside the relationship. Number one, have your own hobbies, take a new class, go watch a movie, meet new people, and then this way when you come back with exciting new stories, and you have so much joy in your life. And more importantly, don't take things too seriously, because when we laugh, we're actually healed. So having a sense of humor, once again, it's not about putting on a dress. Like I said, feminine energy, it's also about banteringly giving it back, having a sense of humor, and being able to laugh at yourself, at your mistakes. And I think that is so important, because even a woman who is absolutely feminine and she's putting on a dress, if she doesn't have a sense of humor, a spark, a personality, is just gonna fall flat, isn't it? And also when you banteringly put a man in his place, he will respect you more, because you know what he's gonna say, you know what, she's funny and she's gonna be a good time, because she's not too serious. She doesn't have to be prim and proper all the time, and she can't laugh about things. So dish it back, give it back as as good as you get, basically, because it has to be reciprocity, isn't it? And men, that's how they get things across as well, when they can joke with you and laugh with you. But I'm not saying be Kevin Hart and a stand-up comedian, absolutely not. Just have a good sense of humor and dish it back. When a man is trying to be funny, you also be funny times two, so that this way he can see that you can hold your own. So once again, these tips are just about being light-hearted, being relaxed, and still being in total control of yourself. You don't have to be, like I said, a stand-up comedian, and more importantly, you don't have to wait on the phone for him to text, like when you're dating. And also when you're married, you don't have to wait for him to come back home and all those things. You can still be in control and live your life and live it in abundance, because this is it. These are the times. We are the people we've been waiting for, isn't it? So life doesn't have to start and end because your man is doing XYZ. It's also about you maximizing the time. And as the old saying goes, laughter is indeed the best medicine, and laughter just diffuses, or humor basically does diffuse a lot of tension, doesn't it? So you can get your way, obviously by being playful, and also by just being light-hearted and fun and in a humorous sort of a manner, so that this way, again, it doesn't have to be so hard, does it, to get your way. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be mean about it, because a babe in total control of herself, she's not mean, she just is, she knows her mind. And again, sorry, she knows her mind, and she can definitely get her way in a loving manner, and by being quick-witted. And also, even according to some studies, American presidents are given lessons on how to be funny, how to win people by being humorous, by being funny, by being the guy with the jokes. So do use that in your feminine energy. Be more playful. Don't be too serious about it, so that this way he won't feel like every single day he is walking on eggshells. And more importantly, when your needs are not being met, you don't have to be rude about it. Simply focus your energy on other things, so that this way you will not deplete your energy. You won't be running empty. Instead, you're filling yourself up. So clearly we're starting to see that there's so much more to regaining the spark. It's not about putting on a new dress. According to Coco Chanel, she said elegance is not about putting on a new dress. So yes, these are some of the tools that can obviously deepen our connections, and more importantly, that can allow us to have relationships that go the distance and that have substance. So that's all we had time for today. Inshallah you enjoyed this video, and look out for the other chapters, because like I said, now we're on chapter 10, so we've covered a lot of ground, and I can see you're thoroughly enjoying this series, which makes me extremely happy. So love one another, take care of one another, and be kind to one another, if nothing else, and have fun. I shall be seeing you in my next video. Bye.